My name's Matt, and I'm here with iZotope at the AES 2014 convention, and we're taking a look at Ozone 6. So it's been a number of years since Ozone 5 first came out, and we've done a lot of work both to the way Ozone sounds, but also to the way it looks, and there's also a brand new module on the way that we'll be taking a look at. So just looking at Ozone, right off the bat, you can see that we have some of the modules you'll be familiar with. The EQ is here, the dynamics module is here, harmonic exciter, maximizer, and so on. But we've done a lot of work, as I mentioned, to the way it looks. And you can see there's a few things that we've brought right up front. So I'm just going to hit play, and you'll see that, okay, maybe I want my EQ after my dynamics in my mastering signal chain. So I can just click and drag. And we brought that right up front. It was buried in a context menu before. And there's a lot of visual feedback like that that we've really tried to improve upon. But we've also added a lot of really new, great sounding features. So for instance, in the EQ itself, you'll notice, let's say I select this node up here, we now have Baxendale shelving filters, which is a really transparent way to sweeten a track on the high or the low end. We also have a number of new types of EQ curves as well. The EQ is still both analog modeled and also a digital linear phase, mixed phase EQ as well. But I also mentioned a new module, and that's really exciting because, okay, we've got the EQ, we've got the new EQ shapes, and they sound great. But I might make an EQ change. Let me just reset this. I might decide, well, this song sounds a little harsh, so maybe I want to do a bit of a cut around where the vocal sits, for instance. Well, that's great, but that cut will now be applying to my audio even when that harshness of the vocal isn't there. So one of the new modules that we've added is this dynamic EQ. Now what's cool about this is that you'll notice I can make the same cut, but it's based on a threshold. So musical ballistics is a way we like to think about it. So right now I've made a cut in the same area of the frequency spectrum as my vocal harshness, but I also have a threshold control so that it's only going to trigger based on the attack and release times of that threshold and how it responds to that. And you can see on the screen here that EQ curve is dynamically changing in real time based on the audio that's going in. And right now I'm doing a cut that changes based on how harsh the audio is that's feeding into the EQ, the dynamic EQ. But you'll see here I also have an inverse mode. Now if I put it in inverse and maybe go to my low end, I'm actually doing the opposite. You'll notice that I can actually add a little boost, but only when, let me put it actually in inverse mode. It's adding a little boost only when the kick drum is triggering. So this is a really great way to pick out different elements in the stereo mix. And if you just want to give it a little bit of a boost, maybe a guitar solo or a kick drum or just some area of the frequency spectrum, this is now only going to do that boost when there's audio information to trigger it, which means you're not just adding low-end mud, the bass is not going to trigger it. So it's a really powerful tool. Not just to EQ your mix, but to have it dynamically change and shape the way the mix sounds and responds. And as I said, that's a brand new module that we're really excited about. And you'll see that we've still got a lot of the visual feedback that we had in Ozone 5. We've really tried hard to bring that to the forefront again and make it workable. And there's a lot of extra DSP that's gone into some of these new modules. They sound, the existing modules, they sound really good. We've also added a few things here on the right-hand side on the signal chain on output, things like this little ear icon. This was in Ozone 5, but what we've done in Ozone 6 is enhanced it, because basically this tool, when I turn it on, allows me to objectively analyze the relative loudness of my audio. Because as you can see here, I'm doing some limiting, and obviously that makes my audio sound louder. So if I was to just bypass it, well, now it sounds a lot quieter, so it's really hard to objectively analyze, have I made it sound better, or did I just make it sound louder? So with this control on, I can actually bypass on and off the plugin, and it will add the relevant amount of gain to make sure that both the A and the B comparisons are level matched, and I can actually listen to what's really going on. And what's great about that is that I might be compressing heavily, I might be limiting heavily, but now I at least know whether I'm actually making it sound good or whether I'm squashing the life out of the track. And so it is a complete mastering system. There's a lot of the mastering processes in here available to play with and use. We also have a dithering module that was broken out into a separate module here, because if you are producing a master that's going to be going out on CD or perhaps MP3, you'll want to make sure you dither before you reduce the bit depth. But as I said, it's not out yet on the show floor. We're just giving it a tease, but there's a lot of really cool stuff to come. So definitely check it out. Go to iZotope.com and you'll be able to get the latest news, or even download a demo once this product gets out.
So when is the expected release date?
I can't possibly say.
Okay, do you know what the price is?
The price will be the same as it is with Ozone 5.
Great, thanks very much.
Thank you.